us as an organization, October is like our Girl Child Month, so the whole of this October will have events to commemorate that day. The theme for this year, Girls, the Girl I Am, the Change I Lead, Girls in the Front Line of Crisis, is very important to us as Plan International and as Nigerians. Because all around the world, girls are facing crisis, and it's not different in Nigeria. From northern Nigeria to southern Nigeria, there are lots of girls that are out of school. It's estimated that of the 18 or 20 million children out of school, 60% are girls. And so for us as a child rights organization, especially when it's focused on equality for girls, this is something that we want to take very much. It's interesting to note that the International Day of the Girl Child is actually a brainchild of Plan International. To the United Nations to set aside a day to bring to the fore matters that have to do with girls, and we are glad to say that it has been done. Even though we are a global organization and we've been globally around for about 87 years, in the next 3 years we'll be 100 years, 90 years old. In Nigeria we are just 11 years, and in that 11 years we've done a lot of work. We can proudly say that we have provided intervention to over 11 million children across education, sexual and reproductive health and rights, livelihood, entrepreneurship, child development, and youth development. Now, even though we're a child rights organization, we know that a child does not exist in a vacuum. It exists within families. So we have been working across Nigeria trying to improve the lives of children, working with children. Last year, we did this event at the office of the speaker where a girl took over the seat of the speaker for a day, and she specifically asked for the removal of VAT from sanitary pad and diapers. I want to thank you on behalf of Plan and the government of Nigeria, because that's part of what has been passed in the Tax Reform Act. That has been done to make the lives of girls better. This year, for the first time, we are here with the Office of the Vice President. So we have a long list of things to ask, we could possibly ask, but we'll just ask for one thing. So please see how we can ensure that girls have education, well educated across this nation, because when you educate one girl, you educate the whole nation. So that's what we're asking for. And if we got that from the one with the speaker, I'm sure that we are going to get something more. Just make education available, make the schools affordable for girls to go to. Something as simple as not having sanitary pads in school can keep girls out. So we're very glad to see that that's done through your office. So when we talk about statistics, we could mention a whole lot, but for us, even if it's one girl that is affected, is a whole lot, because she's going to have children and we keep perpetuating that cycle of poverty. So I want to thank you for bringing us here, making time to have this first girl takeover with the Office of the Vice President. Is a first step in ensuring that girls will be better. We believe that this will be a step in the future to improve our collaboration with your office to see how we can make the lives of children across Nigeria the better for it. So today we came with a girl, Joy Ogah, who will take over the seat of the Vice President for a day, and she'll be making very specific demands. Hopefully, His Excellency, the Vice President, will be able to help us bring this to the fore and ensure that the lives of girls in Nigeria is better for it. Thank you very much, sir.
Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Firstly, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to speak for millions of Nigerian girls. I do not take this opportunity for granted, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. So today, I speak not just for myself, but for millions of girls across Nigeria, girls whose dreams are still waiting to be seen, to be heard, and to be believed in. This moment is beyond a title. It is a reflection of every girl who wakes up every morning with hope, even when her reality has none. I stand here as one, but I carry many voices. Voices from classrooms without roofs, from communities where books are luxuries, and from young hearts that have learned to dream in silence. Across Nigeria, 10.5 million children are out of school, and over 60% of them are girls. Behind these numbers are interrupted lives, girls who could have been teachers, engineers, doctors, or leaders, are now confined by walls of poverty, early marriage, and neglect. In the Northeast and the Northwest, insecurity, displacement, and poverty have pushed education to the brink. For families surviving on less than 800 naira a day, sending a girl to school often feels like a luxury. Instead, they trade her future for survival, marrying her off before she finishes primary school. Nigeria is home to nearly 25 million child brides, which according to the UNICEF is the highest number in Africa. Child marriage is not a culture, it is captivity. It is the quiet violence that steals a girl's health, it steals a girl's education and future. Girls who marry early are more likely to drop out of school, face complications in childbirth, and remain trapped in poverty. And even for the girls who stay in school, another battle rages quietly: period poverty. Across Nigeria, 1 to 10 girl misses school during her menstrual cycle because she cannot afford sanitary pads, or because her school lacks water, lacks good toilets, or even privacy for her to change. A packet of pad costs more than a family meal for many, forcing girls to use rags, leaves, or papers, unsafe alternatives that harm their health and their dignity. What should be a natural process has become a reason for shame and exclusion. When a girl cannot manage her period with dignity, she cannot manage her education with confidence. She stays at home out of embarrassment or pain. She falls behind, and a cycle of inequality continues. This crisis is layered with education, health, poverty, and leadership, all connected by the thread of neglect. Today, 1 in 3 Nigerian girls under 5 suffer from chronic malnutrition. Over 11 million children are wasted or stunted. Their futures weakened before they even begin, because at the age of 5, girls and children are not even able to eat proper food, and their growth are stunted. In the first half of this year alone, 652 children died of malnutrition in Katsina State, reminding us that hunger is not just a statistic, but it is an emergency. A girl cannot learn when she is hungry. A girl cannot lead when she is sick. She cannot dream when her society has already decided her path for her. But I have seen what happens when girls are given a chance. I have seen them rise from forgotten corners to lead school debates, to start community projects, and challenge harmful norms. I have seen courage born out of scarcity. Girls who teach themselves, organize their peers, and build hope when none existed. That is the power of education, not charity, but change. Nigeria cannot speak of progress if half of its population is left behind in silence. So today, I call on the government, the policymakers, development partners, and every citizen to act not with sympathy, but with strategy. We must invest in education that is safe, inclusive, and free from fear for every child in Nigeria, not just the girls I'm talking about here. Enforce laws that prohibit child marriage and uphold the right of every girl to learn and live freely. End period poverty by providing free sanitary products in school and ensuring water and sanitation for all. Strengthen health and nutrition systems so that no child's future ends before it begins. Create pathways for girls to lead in student governments, local councils, and national spaces, because when girls lead, communities grow stronger. When girls learn, nations become wiser. And when girls are protected, peace becomes possible. I may be a vice president for a day, but the struggles I represent cannot end in a day. It must continue in our policies, in our classrooms, in our conversations, and in our budgets. The future of Nigeria will not be built by promises, but by practices. And today I ask that we practice justice by standing with every girl who dares to dream. Every girl deserves a classroom, not a cradle. Every girl deserves a choice, not a chain. Every girl deserves dignity, not silence. And when we give her that chance, Nigeria will not just rise. I promise you, it will shine. Thank you for this opportunity once again, Mr. My name is Ogah Joy. I am a beneficiary and advocate of girl child freedom at the Grassroots Plan International. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you very much. Joy's beautiful rendition of her speech. It sounds like music to the ears of all of us, but a music of sadness. But hope springs eternal from the hearts of men and women. And I believe that in President Bola Tinubu, you have an ally that you can believe and invest your trust in. He is quite passionate about girl child education. His wife is a symbol of how, when properly empowered and positioned, a girl child can blossom into a great leader. I was in the Senate with his wife. He was the chairman, Senate Committee on Communications, together with Senator Ibrahim Hassan Hadija. She used to contribute actively to debates, especially issues relating to girl child education. And there is a saying among the Pante people of Ghana: if you educate a man, you have educated an individual. If you educate the girl child, you have educated the nation. I want to assure you, on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that this government is gender friendly. We believe in inclusivity. We cannot disenfranchise half of our population and expect to grow as a nation. And the grey matter infrastructure of a growing child is absolutely essential, or that child will become permanently stunted for the rest of his or her life. This is why the school feeding program is absolutely essential, because there was a study done in Peru. They scanned the grey matter infrastructure of well-nourished kids and undernourished kids. The grey matter infrastructure of the well-nourished kids were found to be well-formed, while those of the undernourished were disjointed, permanently impaired for the rest of their lives. So this is why the issue of the girl child is not an issue of political sloganeering. No. It's an existential threat to our nation. And one issue that has been neglected in Joy's presentation, one of the greatest disincentives to girl child education, especially in northern Nigeria, is the paucity of toilet facilities in our schools. The men can carelessly pee at the back of the classroom or anywhere, but the girls are constrained. Some governors are doing well. In my state, Borno, the governor is doing excellently well in building schools that are gender friendly, in building schools that reckon with the needs of the girl child. My foundation just built a school in Maiduguri. We made sure that we build a befitting toilet for the girl child. Not the so-called VIP toilet that there is nothing VIP about it. I mean standard toilet with water facilities and all the accessories. So you have come to the right place. We'll continue the engagement with Plan International and see where the strength of government can be brought to bear on your solid advices. I respect you because you are more into real action than advocacy. So I want to thank you most sincerely. Our doors are open for continuous engagement, and the ladies on my team are the best people to engage. They have the drive, the exposure, and being women, they are feeling the impact of what you just said, and the pronouncements of Her Excellency better than the men. I want to thank you.
I was really grateful for the opportunity given to me to sit on the seat of the vice president for a day, even if it was for a few minutes. I felt really good, and I felt like I was given the chance to be heard, and I felt like the voice of the girls in Nigeria had been heard. I feel. I talked about usable toilets for the girls and supply of sanitary pads, frequent supply of sanitary pads, and gender-friendly toilets, education where schools where girls are free and safe, and I talked about gender equality. The girl child education is very important. Of 100, it's 99.9, because yes, it's that important because the girls are the builders and the drivers of the nation. Thank you. Yes. In leadership with visions clear, you guide us forward year by year. With heart and passion, you inspire, empowering girls, lifting us higher. Show opportunities and open door. You nurture dreams and so much more. With every step, your impact shows a beacon of hope as forward as you go. Behind the president, your brilliant mind, guiding the nation with visions aligned. In every endeavor, your spirit shines, a legacy of kindness through the times. Thank you.